Danii does well in this matchup, but you never know.
Alright.
Falcon! So I like the Falcon. I think this matchup is actually very good for Falcon. Maybe not the best matchup for Falcon of all time, but this character has the speed and the kill power to kind of deal with like Luigi's sort of like his positive traits of never dying and also being very defensive. Falcon is hyper aggressive and can kill super early, so it kind of matches up well into it from that perspective.
Yeah, and I think like Falcon is, I mean, just generally having that super consistent punish game even against floaties is so useful, especially in a game like SSF2 where there's so many different weight classes among like the high tiers and top tiers. It really helps, and it shows against Luigi. Being able to just have a solid punish game and actually have kill confirms against Luigi, it's so helpful. It changes the dynamic.
Yeah, we've seen in this first.
It doesn't matter all that much. It's just which player here can out punish. Because I think it's just what do you do with your hit that decides the game.
Yeah, I also think just in general, nice catch on the jump right there. You're gonna cover the high, catches into the back air, but doesn't close out that edge guard right there. But that F smash, yeah, you have to watch out for. Like, I think that's one thing in the NA scene that we're so used to because of Rage is just Luigi's sliding smash attacks being thrown out kind of like without care at high percent, because the risk reward is just so good that you have to simply look for F smash and F smash at those higher percents.
Yeah, and, I would say Santiago is definitely playing the matchup in a way that I would imagine is the most effective, using a lot of Stomp, because it's hard for Luigi to kind of like mash against Stomp, because if you trade with it, it's not a percent trade you want to take. Stomp does a ton of damage, so definitely it's looking strong for Santiago here. Obviously percents and stocks are pretty even, but he's playing the matchup in a way that's very showing me that he knows what he's doing in the matchup, not just going this character for funsies.
Yeah, but I also think he could definitely be pressing his like position a little bit more neutral. He's like solid at holding center, but I feel like when he actually needs to go in versus Luigi, he's not getting a whole lot off of his approaches. One thing that's also getting him like probably the most mileage is just actually the anti-approaching and using that fade back air out of his dash like that. But I don't think he's getting too much out of his actual approaches, which, you know, it's pretty important to get that versus Luigi, but excellent spacing right there.
That corner pressure though from Santiago with the short hop back airs and F tilts, so strong.
Oh yeah, he's been using Raptor.
He didn't commit to his edge right just a bit earlier, because I feel like you just kind of know where Falcon's going to move. Like Luigi can easily just throw him with like there, and there.
I would agree.
Yeah, I remember when. Oh, you're about to say?
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, I remember when Rage played Garth, like earlier this year in the NA scene. One thing that kept coming up was those edge guard situations, and, like whether or not Rage closed them out determined like who would win the game essentially. So it's gonna be really reliant on that. You know, you're gonna see the biggest swings in this matchup, also in the edge guarding, I feel, because none of these characters have like super great recoveries, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely exploitable for sure. Not a crazy amount of mix-ups available to either one of them. But one thing I will say about the recovery is that I think Falcon has one of the more underrated tools in Raptor Boost to ledge, because it's so sketchy to like contest, because if you trade with it, or get hit by it, like clean out, you get sent below the stage at a very awkward angle where recovering is not good, and Falcon also is at the position where he's grabbed ledge already, which makes it very scary. So, and Santiago's obviously doing a great job of that, and it's actually been working out for him in a lot of these positions where he's gotten the Raptor boost to ledge and sent Danii straight down, and since he's grabbing ledge already, he can pretty easily pick up the edge guard from there.
Yeah, you see right there, he utilized it, but I feel like he just committed too early in that case.
Yeah, definitely still have to...
right here. The misfire, though, coming in clutch.
Santiago's definitely still got to like feel out the exact correct options to do.
Oh my, that guy, he could kill him off this. Oh, yo, when you know somebody's gonna go high and you're on ledge, just neutral get up. I feel like the roll up just costs you so many frames. Yo,
might be the ledge broken.
Hey, if you closed out the edge guard earlier, it'd be a different game, but Santiago instead being the one to close it out, and that's game 1. We could definitely see another flat. Also, Battlefield, I think, is pretty solid in this matchup, but instead we end up going to PC. Yeah,
early kills off the top, I feel like, is the reasoning for that one, for Luigi at least.
Yeah, it makes sense, but also the blast zones can kind of hurt Luigi on this stage, and also I feel like you're never killing Falcon off the top regardless. So I'm kind of skeptical of this pick, but we could see how it pans out, because who knows.
It's also like, I don't know, I feel like, especially coming from like a lot of Melee that I've been playing recently, shouts to Melee, but the one thing I've noticed, like transitioning between the two games, is that when I'm playing SSF2 versus Falcon, I always try and like contest Falcon off stage and then get hit by Raptor Boost off stage and die. Whereas in Melee, Falcon doesn't have that option, so I feel like it's like even more like, I'm even more aware of it now, after coming from that background.
Yeah, no, Raptor Boost is so like disproportionately good in this game after like 1.1, which is when they buffed it. Like 0.3 and prior was actually kind of like it was kind of decent in some situations, but it wasn't hard to contest, and it had like a weird 2-hit property to it, which made it not connect properly on some hits. So ever since then, it's been extremely good.
Oh, funny. Danii's just sitting in corner and shield, just waiting for Santiago to do something, and Santiago's not committing to any approach. It's so funny.
Yeah, I feel like the Latin scene actually does a way better job than NA in terms of not biting on very obvious, like oh, I want you, I'm like really hoping you approach. Yeah, not even necessarily like super complex baits or anything, but straight up just waiting in shield or not approaching your opponent when you're down and with no passive win condition, like just wanting them to approach. I feel like Latin scene fights that kind of stuff better, because there's no need to force the approach for them. They're much more willing to like play their own game, or play the game they should. Yeah, nice wait, not back airing on the first one and then just back airing after the air dodge, using the empty hop to kind of just bait out the air dodge there.
Yeah, definitely high level play for sure, especially with the complexity of movement in the neutral game that they're exhibiting at the moment. And that's going to be all Santiago's game plan is going to be movement. That's all Falcon really does. Fortunately for Falcon, he does it the best out of pretty much every character in the cast besides maybe Fox, so.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, no, there are some other characters too, but I feel like also when you take into consideration like moving between platforms too, those characters like get even better in terms of their movement.
So say Santiago just holding the center, absolutely crushing it. All you gotta do really, with like solid movement, good punish game, good confidence in your reads, just hold center, you'll win the game eventually.
Oh, that air dodge was clutch, but it's only Falcon below like 100%.
Because yeah, exactly. You can just grab ledge or you can hit cancel it.
That's one thing we see from Luigi players, like especially since Rage started doing it, is just you up B and then just edge cancel it back and just snap ledge like repeatedly. And since there's it's an invincible Shoryuken, it's really hard to contest, or not necessarily even contest, but just do something about. Especially if you're not aware of it. Yeah, Danii using that full hop up air to catch Santiago's full hops that he's been playing with the entire set.
Yeah, I've definitely seen this as well before, because I've seen a few Danii sets at this point as well. I feel like he's definitely caught on to that trend of using the up B and then drifting to the ledge to cancel the M-lag. And it's just like not a conventional strategy, because you're like, why is this working? This is a really like conceptually it's like this shouldn't work as well as it does, but really it does work really well for like a lot of strange reasons. So.
Yeah, the invincibility and like not having as long to punish it as you think, plus Luigi's like solid drift in that situation. Actually too much drift in that case.
Best thing. If you flub it though, you do head up off stage and no jump, no resources.
Can I get a what was he cooking?
Bro was going sunny side down.
Anyway, Santiago, what's up?
Yeah, I feel like it's really rough to SD in this matchup because the low percent punish game is so solid for both characters.
Oh yeah, Especially with Santiago using these stomps and Danii with no tech, making it super easy for fun missions.
And the reverse X smash though.
Yeah. I've always had this, not like problem with Luigi, but like general complaint that he can just slide around and throw out smash attacks. It feels like they always connect, even if it's the reverse hit.
Ooh.
And
Barely avoiding that nair and just getting that up smash out in Santiago. Up 2-0.
Best
The
of three.
SP definitely hurts, but also just a little bit of a questionable pick from Danii in the first place. I wonder if we'll see a different stage this time around.
I would imagine so, but you know, he did do pretty well, so there's some character counter picking going on.
Santiago
Walu.
decided, yeah, he is a guy that just plays a lot of characters just to play him.
And up 2-0, you can kind of afford to give away a game if it doesn't go well. But I feel like this matchup even's not terrible for Waluigi.
Yeah, no, this is just a Luigi deal.
yeah. Also, like Luigi's zone so that he forces you to approach so that he can just do a bunch of combos, whereas Waluigi just plays zone most of the game.
I always say Waluigi is just like projectile Luffy in the case that like both of them just full hop in place in neutral over and over again and just slightly vary what they do to match your approach. I guess the entire game
It's
plan.
true though. They do be full hopping.
So Waluigi can literally just ignore fireballs, which is like fast fall management.
Yeah. But I think the main thing for Waluigi in this matchup is just straight up to making something happen, converting into a kill. You know, people say Walu has trouble killing, and to an extent it's true. But I think this matchup brings it out more because I feel like Luigi can generally play pretty safe neutral and has solid like low percent conversions. So you don't necessarily want to overextend even if you're at low percent versus Luigi as Walu.
Yeah, definitely hard to get the kill, I feel like, with this character. Just like the kill power, well, I mean, as I say that, gets the kill with Nair. But generically, the kill power isn't there for Walu, the same way it is for Falcon, at least. It's working out well so far. I mean, currently pretty even stock. Percent's pretty much in the favor of Luigi, but I would argue not even. Like, the punish game from Waluigi at this percent is so good, like, you could easily make up the deficit. Also, these dice blocks are so good. The fact that they're transcended makes them so strong versus Fireball.
Well, they're not transcendent, but like
What's the word though? You know the word I'm looking for. Like, they don't hit with other projectiles. You just go through them.
I think they just happen to not be interacting in some of these situations, but you could definitely beat it out.
Yeah, that's what I mean though, like the fact that they don't like hit each other. Ooh,
nice
fair.
and a jump there, nice back air, and that's
great.
really the stock. I honestly didn't think he was dead there, but the game kind of showing me different.
I was gonna say, I like the adaptation from Danii finally catching on to these full hops, just running up there and just slapping him with the forward air. Shows some good adaptation on his side.
And Luigi there, similar to Waluigi, has a sweet spot.
Luigi Bear? Yeah, I definitely think it has a sour spot.
It is still a good. To say they're playing their games right now. And neither of them is doing a particularly effective job of stopping the other, playing their game plan.
I feel like a lot of people like fail to get, especially with characters like Waluigi, and another example of Chibi, is that your punish game, even if it's not that great, you still have an overall better and better state because you can still just keep them in disadvantage instead of just straight up combo them. Like Waluigi will still cover options with plant, and still like cover aggressive options with stuff like dash attack. Even if you don't get that kill from your combo, even if you don't get 60, you still keep them in that bad situation.
Yeah. No, it's definitely like that was a huge thing in 2021 in my opinion as well, with like at least in the NA scene with Pearl and Zaire, like both DK and MK. Like especially MK out of the two would definitely frame trap you a ton.
Yeah, a lot of Zare's punish stem from like putting people in like bad situations where even if the true follow-up isn't there, it's so bad for them. Like you would just be able to cover their options and you would do a great job executing. And that's kind of like how MK plays in general, and you can kind of see that in other characters. I feel like it's super important as a player to be able to do that in SSF2 because there's a lot of there's a lot of characters that get way better, and also not only how much it impacts like the character's viability to be able to frame trap effectively, the engine just enables it a lot too. Oh, great catch with that down smash. Just not having a whole lot of great like escape out of disadvantage options. You can't air dodge out of tumble like later games, but you also can't wiggle out like in melee, so you're really forced to do something in the air if you want to get out of the situation. Speaking of that, catching that air dodge to the ground yet again with the F smash can even up this game.
But it's high time he started using those smash attacks as anti-airs. I feel like once Luigi really commits to landing, you can at least trade with the F smash, and it will be, you know, a favorable trade. Almost.
Oh, he should have definitely recognized that that was latching on a plant. But either way, though, Santiago developing an early lead here, but that's not going to mean much with Danii. Danii's punished right now. Oh, I thought that was a meteor for a second, but it's not. And going high, that's the F smash. Danii's staying alive in his loser's bracket.
He's been caught by that recovery more than once, I feel like, too. Like recovering past the ledge with Waluigi, and then just he's been prepped and ready to F smash. Every time.
I feel like he should just go to ledge anyway. It's very hard for Luigi to challenge that.
Yeah, not crazy amount Luigi can do besides going for like cheeky down taunt.
Trading with a giant hitbox that would probably kill him at like 90 in there.
Alright, back to the Falcon.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
Yeah.
I like this choice though. I feel like the Falcon was doing, obviously it was doing great because up 2-0 with the Falcon beforehand, so. It ain't broke, don't fix it, and this is the right character for the job based on the previous matches.
Luigi did do that, but I feel like Santiago is slightly easier. Like in terms of his playstyle.
Yeah, no, I get it. But oh, that dash tag, giving him a lot of positioning right there. But Santiago with yet another stomp. I feel like Danii definitely needs an answer consistently. Needs to be able to anti-air both stomp like when he's landing with it, and also the full hops to begin with, because he's using full hops not only to pressure but to get past fireballs to approach. Right, like he's still relying on that full hop a lot. It needs to be called out. There we go with that up air.
Character with the ground control that Luigi has, you gotta take to the skies, and no better way to do that than to use the full hop on one of the fastest characters in the game. Oh, he's dead?
Oh, I'm surprised we didn't see the uppie right there, honestly.
I mean, from a risk-reward perspective, it would have been a good choice. I mean, yeah, you die, but you're 112 or 119 anyway, so not like a whole lot to hang on to.
Yeah, and I think you don't even necessarily die there. But either way, though, Santiago managing to take the stock and now having a solid lead. Almost throws it away right there.
I was about to say a little bit of extra percent here. Santiago's in a great position. The up air is hacking on so much.
Oh, you can't believe you tried to get that up smash, but that there is gonna be it. At 167, Danii's gonna need to deal with these scuffed kill percents if he wants to make this comeback. You can't be killing him at 167 again. Like, that can't happen if you want to make the comeback. You're playing from behind. You need to be able to make edge guards earlier or find some other way to kill, like a dare DI mix up on DI way or something.
The corner pressure from Santiago really good, but Danii finding his way out. Not quite being able to get anything like those strong back airs that Santiago's been fishing for so much in the corner. Danii's finally maybe catching on to that habit. Side B. Oh, he tries to go for. I think the double side B was the right choice, but also just the fact that you can get clipped by the up B like that really just blows. Like, that's so tough.
Danii finally throwing out these uppers, which could just easily find him all these jumps Santiago.
Yeah, no, he was definitely attempting them before, but I felt like he was getting in situations where it would just literally be the up air and he couldn't extend off of it because he would have to full hop and he was doing it with no forwards momentum, and then Santiago was like in front of him, so he just DI away and not have to do it with much follow-ups at like higher percents. But yeah, Santiago taking the lead again, and this is gonna be Danii's tournament stock if he can't make something happen here.
Dash grab stuff. Doesn't quite. Oh, he's dead?
Okay,
No, I was gonna say, I
catches
thought that was
landing
the
there.
knee for
I feel like that was a knee.
I was gonna say, he's just going for the consistent damage here off of all of his hits, just to get
I
those
feel
up
like
airs.
he can just easily just go for something. Oh, he does go
The
for
tech?
it. What a tech from Danii.
Yeah, solid tech. You don't even need any SDI for that. You just hold in high percent situations versus dares that send down like that. You just hold in
I feel like he's
on wall stages.
committed to it against the greenness.
Oh, the misfire. Oh, come on. You making it? All right. No,
Santiago doesn't want to
even mess
commit.
with those recovering
Like
mix-ups.
Santiago knows he doesn't have to rush this kid.
Yeah, he knows that even if he loses the stock, he's got a whole fresh one, but no point in like challenging something unsafe just for something you can get later.
I feel like
All right, Danii has to make something happen here. This is his last stock, barely living. And the low percent punish is strong in this matchup. He can make this comeback. This is definitely a possibility, but Santiago is playing it way too safe right now. Oh, he could have blown up for that. 33%, just chipping away at this lead. Nice down B, but not getting both the hits to connect could have very well killed him.
So he might be too low here to recover.
Yeah, it goes way too low, and that's going to be it for Danii here at Monte Sunday Series.
Santiago looking strong.
All right. So next up we have